2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, live. Okay, so this one, we're doing this. What we're doing. Okay, so we'll get started. We're live. We're going live. Okay, ready? Do a few warm-ups. Hands up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands in your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center cross. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, Sana, tilt to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, Sana, rotating, 1, 2, 3, reverse, 1, 2, 3, Sana, hands up, pull in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, spread your feet, turn your shoulders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, stretch it out a bit. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay. Center. Okay, we'll shake it out. Okay, hands here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands in your waist. Shoulder rolls. And reverse. And center. Press, release, exhale, inhale. And stop. Hands up. Pull in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. And center. Palms down. Bigger circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Let's go side to sides. Sway the hips a little bit to get your foot weighted on one side at a time. And Golden cockerel. Ready? Okay, let's do the insert needle. Okay, up and down. Switch other side. And sana. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we're going to do leg swings. And sana. Switch. And sana. Side to sides. Switch. And sana. Okay. Again, deep breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so grilling. Switch. Okay, open and close. Switch. Okay, Sana. Circular movements. Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Okay, lower. Palms down. Extend. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Stay there. Switch. Okay, cloud hands. Palms down. Lift up. Carry tiger to the mountain. Infinity sign. And form the fists. Okay, palms together, strum the lute. Okay, turn, draw the bow. And sana. Okay, fan to the back. So Kim, can you shift a little bit over? Because I think your hand might go right in front of that camera, right in the lens. Okay, ready? Yeah, that's fine. Scoop. And sana. Okay, raise the hand. palms down. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, go through the short form, Tai Chi Paradigm. Okay, ready? Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so go through the long form, and then we can answer some questions, see if there's something you want to work on. All right. Okay, ready? Mine, is this the limit of the frame? Just about there. We're still in frame? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so deep breathing. So that would be, sort of the first hour of an hour and a half class, and then this next half hour, if you're watching, we would do a breakout and, I mean, 5 people. They have questions? Oh, you just tell them it's the Wu. Oh, yeah. So what would happen in the next half hour would be sort of I call it a breakout. If the conditions are normal, we had a group bigger than this, we would be in another room. And you can continue to do more of the form or do some drills, who's ever instructing. I would come in here and then work on pieces or segments of building a sequence, or maybe even refine some movements. So I noticed when we're going through that the 360 pedal step isn't done consistently. So let's go over the pedal step. I actually went over that this morning. So when we do the parting leg and we cross over, we shift the weight, we pivot on the back foot on the toe, and then the heel pivot, and then you pivot, and then you get to here. So essentially you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a heel toe pivot as a breakdown of your movement. Then you have control of the toe-heel relationship, and you also have an understanding that that's what happens into the feet. Because your feet are like the tires in your car. It steers you in a direction, right? So when you turn your wheel, the tires move. Well, when we turn our body, our feet move to take us in a direction. In this case, we're going clockwise, right? So if you look at this blue line, and I just did my parting leg, say, and I cross over and my foot is here. You don't want to cross over there because you're going to end up veering off your 180-degree line. You have to, just like, typical, you do your parting leg, then when you cross over, you shift your weight and you sink into it. So your weight is there until you bring it back to here, and then you pivot. And this has to come all the way around to there in order for you to land in sort of a decent stance. So, that's a breakdown. If you were teaching this, that's, what you would do is try to teach it like that. Because, a new person just doing the parting leg, they actually don't know how to get around making that 360. So try it yourself a few times and see if you can. Some of you are already doing it, but some of you that, isn't breaking it down like that. So to break it down, it's really toe, heel, and in between you have the weight shift. And the better you shift your weight, the more control you have. So your feet actually have to be wider than that. You see what happens when your feet are not wide enough? What happens? Your feet jam up. So if you have really big feet, you have to have really big spread. So you have to, that's up to you to monitor, how much and how little. So that's something you practice. Hey, John. So is that pretty clear? So actually, if you can, when you step over, if you bend your knees a little bit, that's going to give you a spread. If you keep your knees straight, it's almost impossible for you to get a spread. Because when you bend your knees, it allows your position to open. When you keep your legs a little bit too close, you not only jam up your feet, but you lock up your legs. The toe first. The toe first. Because when you cross over, you're on the toe here. So that's the one you would use first. And then you would follow up with this one, and then this one. Yeah. So that rear foot. Okay, let's break it down into, first crossover, and now you're sinking down. So now you're weighted here. That allows you to move this. So it's not pivoting on the ball of the foot is really turning your hips. So when you turn your hips, because when you're here, there's limits to what your heel's going to do here. So you actually have to turn your hip. You have to open your hip at this point and then sit back and then turn on the heel here and then do that. So there's a lot of accommodation happening in your leg. So, while we're pivoting on the ball of the foot, you really can't, there's a limited amount, in other words. It's just like when you do the sword. If you think you're going to make a circle just with your wrists, then you'll probably hurt your wrists. Well, when you're here, I'm weighted here. When I cross over to here, then I shift my weight. So that's actually how we get into a scissors stance. Typically, if your hand is here, we would go like this, and then we would shift our weight. So that's a standard scissors stance or cross stance. Yeah, it is a step. It is a step. So step over it, step over to this position, and you'll be there. And then if you open your hip, then this one opens and flares out, and you do this and this. So, maybe, if the hip is a little bit, so you can do it in, say, pivoting an additional time. So what would that be like? It would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Just pivoting, alternating the feet as many times as you need to get yourself around until you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Just keep working it around, because it's better doing it than like that than to, try to compromise it and get there and be off balance. So, just it's a combination of controlling that rotation, and that's toeing out. This is 45 degrees. This is 90 degrees. This is turning more. So when you turn more, you have to add more. And what's more? What do you add more? Another component. In other words, your hips have to really open. If the hips don't open, then you have to make these micro turns until you can get around. So that's, it's still a control factor. What? Just keep your leg up, right? Your leg is here, right? And then you have to cross over. So you have to pass through and close your hip. Don't let it down. Don't let it down. Leave it up. When you're here, if you leave it up, then you can cross over. If you do this and then let it down, then you won't have the time to put your foot down. You need enough time. See, once you pot the leg, then you have to spin on this foot, really. Focus on your thigh. If you only focus on your knee, your thigh is going to get in your way. Right? You have to focus on your thigh. Because the thigh is what brings you across. Just like when you kick, you have to lift your thigh. You can't kick from here. You have to lift this first. So this is your knee dictating the direction of your movement. This is your elbow dictating the direction of your movement. So when we're here, after we do the potting movement and we cross, the hands swing around and we fold, and we lift, and we do it again, and then we stroke down. What we're probably not used to doing is that while we're in this up position, right, we're up like this, we have to sink here. We have to sink in this knee bring this foot down. You're not going to go from here and then do this. If you don't bend this knee, that's probably the situation. If you don't bend that knee, your legs are going to be very close. Because if you don't bend it, it can only go close. When you bend it, it gives you a spread. You see what I mean? So the bending part of it and the spinning, spin. But spin that way, you spun the wrong way. You had your heel going like this when you should be spinning this way. Yeah. Don't think it, just do it. If you think about it, then you get confused. Yeah. Because you're just going clockwise. So it just takes a little bit of practice to at least understand it. You're doing this all the time. We do it in some of the Kung Fu sets. It's called a unicorn step. It's called a Kilian Bu, right? So you have that step already. It's just, so is there anything else that we can work on? Because that's just something you have to practice. As long as you're aware of it, and it's called a 360 pedal step. It's like you're pedaling around. Yeah. Beat the tiger, yeah. So beat the tiger, the first movement in beat the tiger, if we look in the mirror here using this 45-degree line, we start off like this, right? That's the same starting position as when we do the first kick. We turn it over, we fold and open, cross. Now we look at that door over there. That's the 45-degree corner, and we're aiming the corner. Then we lift the knee, then we bring it to the front, and then we cross behind. Now we're on the 45-degree line, and then we open the stance. So we're here, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to neutral. Go to neutral. Turn. Here. Drop. Go toward the body and turn and let it bypass you. Now we go into this rear corner. That's just like, it's kind of like a Jade Lady Work shuttle position, right? Then we make the fist and we turn back to there typically, but we're going to turn toward the mirror so we can see the hands go to lower hoop, cross hands, level elbows, lift the knee, heel kick, go down and up. The 2 punches to the ear. Okay, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're like this. This is here. It's like this. Right? There's a little bit more open, right? Then you lower because you turn. You turn back to the front. You cross the forearm. You level the shoulders like high pat the horse. And you lift the knee and spread the and go up. So that's beat the tiger. So that's a breakdown of beat the tiger. So we know different versions of beat the tiger from the different forms which we do, right? You have the beat the tiger in the competition form that we do both sides, right? So in the traditional form, the beat the tiger is actually only on the left side. We don't really have it on that side as a beat the tiger, but we have a transition that goes to that. So you've seen beat the tiger like this before, right? You go up, and then you come. Right. That's how we do it in a competition form, right? That's actually the transition that should be like this too in this form. But Qigong had modified it to teach it, so it ended up we do both sides. So essentially, when you do the beat the tiger and you're doing only one side, you're coming to a palm like this, and then it's here. So beat the tiger could be this, it could be this, and it could be even this. That's a beat the tiger too. So it's a variant of this. It's a stylistic difference. This is the hand movement. This is the stance. It could be like this. It could be like this. So, but to get there, it's this movement as one version. But that chun, or the stepping back, is a version of it. So it just gives you, the idea that when you go from this movement, you're really coming through here. But when you're coming through here, we stop here to come to here. Then we stroke down to get to here. So that has some structural integrity and transition that builds some spatial awareness. The other one is kind of fluid, but the thing is it's a little harder to do, just going from there to here and then stepping back like that. But it's still done. We have it in different forms, so you don't have to do all the same way. You have a lot of variations of practicing similar movements. Yeah, it's come with a chun. And then here. So in some of the forms, they're like this, right? So this is a beat the tiger too. So a lot of the people that do that is kind of some of the Shanghai branches of Wu Style Tai Chi. So there's there's different students teacher relationships it was passed down from the teachers to the different areas of the areas where they lived. That's how it kind of branched out. So any other posture? So sequentially there's always some things, like at the end of the form, if you notice after the third set of cloud hands, you have a lot of palm strikes faces, and there's a lot of turning and drilling. So one of the things I think that confuses people, and I brought it up before, is that when we go from single whip to here, and we do this movement to here, when you first learn it, it's kind of like setting up for the kick, then you switch the hands and you go like this. But because when you're first learning it, the torso is not actually moving much. But when you're doing this movement, this is your setup. This is the turn. This is the high pat the horse. I mean, this is the palm strikes face. There's really only one palm strikes face. It's this. So this movement, reversing the ball that you know from here, is the same reverse the ball, but once you turn your body, then it changes how that looks, and it changes the technique. See? So the fact that you turn sets this up. The fact that you press and you strike with the left palm is your palm strikes face. So that happens a lot near the end because that last segment kind of focuses on those transitions. So when you're in the palm strikes position, and then we turn, we close. So we end up in a cross hand position like this, and this becomes the lotus kick, and this comes a lotus kick, and then we end up on the brush knee side. When we do it after the second time, and we turn, we end up doing a parry and punch. So in the last couple of classes, I talked about not leaving yourself open here and then doing the movement. You have to kind of come through your center to stay balanced. So when you go like this, you have to turn and close. So your body, your arms end up crossing like this, just like in Jade Lady Work Shuttle. 1, 2, 3, you'll be turned. Then you're going to turn, and then you end up coming through your center to do the Jade Lady Work Shuttle. So you always have to be aware in transition that you have to maintain your center. People lose their center because they're losing their space. You're losing your direction. You're losing your plane of movement. So you can't track it as well. And the reason why you can't track it as well, because you're not maintaining your center. What you're doing is trying to adapt to a space without maintaining. Because you really only have one direction. It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there. But when I turn, you have to stay consistent with where you sustain your arm position, so that you're, by sustaining it, it's like holding it there while I bring this across to here. So if my hand is here, sustaining the position is this. So that's where you connect and disconnect your joints, right? So closing and opening. So that all happens during a transition. So anytime you have a turn, you have to maintain your position. So I'll say in the parting legs, we're here. Then we sustain the position when we do the kick, right? And then we reverse when we get to here, right? We open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So when you're sustaining it, it's to hold the circle or the vertical arm or the cross arm position, so that you have your center. Because once you get to the point where you have to execute, you have to be in a position, as a setup. So you have to prepare for the next movement, constantly doing that. So then they teach you to move from where you are without looking for a place to start from. So it's a training to be someplace that you're cognitive of, that you've been there, and that you know that that's a place to start from. And so that's like the beginning of the position for form and the ending position. And then everything in between is, what you have to build as a transition. And that varies with, individuals. So any other question, if there's any? Closing movement, horizontal elbow. So how about, what's that? Good for the night. Okay, so that was a lot. So anyways, do a few deep breaths and we can end the session. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Looks like a light Kung Fu night. All right. So, yeah. Fine.